Why you couldn't?
Welcome to the NFT podcast. You can get daily sports talk or football talk from me, Deacon, Julian, and Matt. And so we haven't recorded in a while. We haven't posted in a while. The last one we made was like at least over 2 weeks ago. It was a mock draft that we made, and like we said, we are going to be doing another mock draft in at least like a week, like because I'm pretty sure the draft is in like less than 2 weeks. So yeah, but today we're going to be talking about Julian Edelman's Hall of Fame case, uh, for the Hall of Fame because he did retire. He's already laughing, bro. All right, so he did retire like a week ago, I believe, or like a little bit less than a week ago. And there's been a big discussion on whether he's a Hall of Famer, and we'll get to that later. And then we're going to look at every team's draft needs because it is draft season. We are less than 2 weeks away from the draft. The draft is April 29th, I believe, to May 1st. So, yeah. And then going along with that, we will be discussing a lot on who the Bengals should draft and how it will affect Joe Burrow going into a second year coming off that torn ACL. So, we're going to start off with the Julian Edelman Hall of Fame. I'm already laughing from this. All right. Julian Edelman Hall of Fame case. Julian, do you think that Julian Edelman's a Hall of Famer?
Hell no. I'm looking at his stats right now, and they're worse than I remember. This man in his career has averaged 70 yards per game twice. He's never had a season with over a 70 catch percentage. How the fuck? Dude, look at his stats compared to Jarvis Landry, bro. Jarvis Landry.
And Jeremy Maclin playing like 4 last season.
Jeremy Maclin. Like, these motherfuckers are like not Hall of Famers. They had like 2 good seasons, and
they played outside receiver against cornerback ones.
And exactly. And then okay, so if you look at this, right, and you see these stats, they're like, oh, okay, but he's second in all time in playoff receiving yards or whatever.
Yeah.
That's only because of his volume. Yeah. He averages like 74 yards per game in the playoffs.
And do you know how many games he's played in the playoffs?
How many games he's played? 19. I think he's played 19.
Isn't that
fucking insane?
19 playoff games.
Yeah, people act like he's Jesus out there getting 200 yards a game. Like he got 74 or something like that. And he had 6 touchdowns per game. It's not like he was like freaking tearing it up out there.
Yeah, no, he definitely is he's a good playoff performer. I'll admit it, but he's definitely a little bit of an overrated playoff performer. I cannot lie. People think he's like Jesus when he comes to the playoffs. Like, no, not at all.
He is a pretty good playoff performer, but to me, he's like, I don't know.
He's a good playoff performer. He's not.
He was a good slot wide receiver, but he would not survive as an outside wide receiver any day.
Yeah, and
that's what really did.
In 19 games, he averages 75 receiving yards per game. And in 19 games, he only has 5 touchdowns in the playoffs.
That's pretty.
And people act like he's like over here putting up averaging like 100 yards per game in the playoffs, almost a touchdown per game.
Yeah.
No, that's not even close.
There are guys who are performing way better. And that's why you can't take total stats into like without having context, because
was better in the playoffs.
Because people will use Edelman's total playoff receiving yards and compare it to other guys when Edelman has played, I'm pretty sure, the most playoff games of any receiver. Maybe Jerry Rice has played more, but other than Jerry Rice, I can't think of another receiver who's played more playoff games than Edelman has.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of one. Not to mention he plays slot receiver. If you're nothing more than a slot receiver, you should not be a Hall of Famer. Slot receiver is the easiest position to play.
Wes Welker has a better case, in my opinion.
Wes Welker.
These.
I would take Welker over Edelman. Being dead honest, Wes Welker is better than Julian Edelman. He has a better case for the Hall of Fame.
Okay, I'm looking at these playoff games, right? And I'm looking at ones with multiple playoff games. Steve Smith averages more receiving yards per game. Larry Fitz does. Julio does. Tom Fear does. Andre Johnson does. George Sawyer does. Fucking DK Metcalf does.
Andre Johnson played in the playoffs?
Dude, Marquise Brown has played in 3 games in the playoffs, right? And he averages 107 yards per game.
Andre Johnson
Does he
played in the
Marquise
playoffs?
Brown.
It's actually insane.
RJ Johnson
on
has played
the-
4 games in the playoffs.
Wasn't he on the Texans?
That's what this website's saying right here. I searched the
Wasn't he on the
playoff.
how do you play a playoff game on the Texans?
Hey,
I never.
Hey, don't
found
forget the Texans back in the day. They'd either be first place or last place. There was no in between with them.
They were good in what was it? Was it 1 year? Was it 2012? They were good when they had like Matt Schaub, whatever his name. They had Matt Schaub in like
Dude, there's been
2012.
a couple years with the Texans being a good.
They won like 12-4 1 year in like
Hold
the
on,
early
I don't think
2010s
the Falcons
with
won
Matt
it.
Schaub.
Hold on, I'm about to search up the Texans.
I'm pretty. It was 2012 where they went 12-4 with Matt Schaub
Hold on,
and Andre Johnson.
Yeah, they were 10-6, 11-5 in 2018-19. They were 9-7, 3 straight years from 2014.
2012 they were 12-4
2016.
and they won the AFC South.
Yeah, 2011 and 2012 they were a combined 22-10. Like you look at this, they're either really fucking good or really fucking bad. There's just
The
no in
Texans
between.
haven't been a bad team other than this past year. Like 2018 they
And
were
2017.
2019 they were good. 2017 they missed the playoffs. 2016 they made the playoffs. So in the 2010s, the Texans haven't been all that terrible. I mean, like they have like what 4, 5, 6 playoff appearances. They haven't been that bad.
Since 2010, they have 6, but they've
That's pretty serviceable.
lost. They've lost first round in damn near all of them.
Except for the one against Matt's Bills. When Watson escaped it.
Not just that one, and against the Raiders when they were facing the
Oh
Raiders.
yeah. Connor Cook. I remember that game. No,
That was so bullshit, that blindside block, dude. They literally.
I was
fixed that.
so okay. We are getting sidetracked, but I'll say one thing. I was so happy when I heard that what was it? Mike McGloin was gonna start because he went to Penn State, and I was hyped, and then I hear that Connor Cooks. I'm like, okay, whatever. But
What?
back to Edelman's Hall of Fame case, he is not a Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, back to
He's
No,
not a
this-
Hall of Famer.
And then, okay, so if you look, we're gonna talk about his other Hall of Fame case, and it's his rings. Okay, so they talk about his Super Bowl MVP, and they're always like, "Man, how can you have the second most yards in the playoffs and have Super Bowl MVP and not be a Hall of Famer?" All you have to bring up is Malcolm Smith. Malcolm Smith, 2014 for the Seahawks. That motherfucker won the Super Bowl MVP. We're gonna sit here and call him that motherfucker Hall of Famer?
But, okay, if we're going off playoff success, Joe Flacco's a Hall of Famer. Because Flacco was great in the playoffs. Flacco
100%.
was consistently playing at a high level in the playoffs.
Yeah,
If
and you wanna
Edelman is
use
a
the
Hall of
Super Bowl
Famer,
MVP,
Flacco is a Hall of Famer. And
and if you wanna
I
use
know
the Super Bowl MVP,
I
you
know
can use
damn
Nick
well
Foles.
that Flacco's not a Hall of Famer. So if Flacco's in the Hall of Famer, then Edelman. Could you say that Flacco could you say that Joe Flacco has a better Hall of Fame case than Edelman? Could you say that?
Definitely, mostly because he's a quarterback, but definitely. His one playoff year, the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl, that was one of the best quarterback statistical playoff runs of all time.
I'm pretty sure Eli Manning had a really good run too in 2007. Or no, 2011.
It was
One of the years.
2011. He had like the most yards, I think.
Yeah,
ever.
he
And I
was
think Joe
good.
Flacco the next year broke it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most
You know
yards.
what's crazy? The people that credit Edelman with his rings are the same people that say winning is a quarterback stat or isn't a quarterback stat. So how on earth is it a
Man.
slot receiver stat?
Slot. Dude, slot receiver might be like the least impactful position in the game. Actually, no, well, okay. Running back,
I'd
Okay.
rather
running
rather
back
have-
if your running back is not good.
I'd
Because
rather have
like
a
if you have like
Cole
I don't know.
Beasley, Bills fan. I'd rather have a good running back than Cole Beasley. I love Beasley, but I'd rather have some like top 10 running back than Cole Beasley.
Yeah, slot receivers are not okay, yeah. But would you rather take Edelman for a bigger contract or Greg Ward for a smaller contract? Like they both pretty much produce similar. And Edelman is not
Depends how big the difference is.
Yeah.
Edelman can be number one target for a team. I don't know if Greg Ward can be.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would take
But
pride.
Edelman, okay. I'm pretty sure Fanalize made a video. He named all these receivers that have a better case. I can't
That
name
was
all of
so
them,
funny.
but off the top of my head, Sterling Sharp, there's Ocho Cinco. There's definitely more. I can't think of them
There's
all.
so many. I don't even.
Torrey Holt.
Torrey
Fanalize
Holt,
Torrey Holt and Hines Ward.
Hines Ward. There's so many receivers that deserve a Hall of Fame spot. Hell, Deshaun Jackson deserves it more than Edelman. If you're being honest right now, I'd rather have Deshaun Jackson of the Hall.
And the thing about this whole debate is, I'm pretty sure you need a Pro Bowl to get into the Hall of Fame. So I don't even know where this argument
Yeah.
comes from.
I don't know, but is that a thing though? Do you need a Pro Bowl to be eligible?
I heard that I heard that a whole bunch. Like it was I forgot it was because remember that whole thing went around with Ryan Fitzpatrick being a Hall of Famer. Like you have to get him into a Pro Bowl to even try to vote him in, so everyone vote him in. So I heard that. So
dude,
I'm
Ryan
like 99%
Fitzpatrick
sure
is
you
not.
need a
He's
Pro
not
Bowl.
going to get. Ryan Fitzpatrick will only
No,
get
he's
in because
not.
of his total stat.
No,
because of his total yards.
No.
He's played like 100 years in the league.
Patrick, dude.
No, I'm not saying Ryan Fitzpatrick's all of it.
I know.
I'm saying that was a meme for a while. There was a meme for a while, so I'm pretty sure you. I'm trying to switch it up. Does a
I don't even know if you
NFL
need a Hall of Fame. Sorry, a Pro Bowl to make it the Hall of Fame. But yeah,
Bowl
but Fitzpatrick is not gonna get in. But people will try to say that Fitz deserves it because of his total stats, when mainly because he's played in the league for like 50 million years, like since like the ancient times of like I don't know. But yeah, Edelman's not a Hall of Famer, and there's so many receivers I would take that I would take over him. Not to mention he plays slot. If he was an outside receiver putting up this production, then maybe I would consider it. But he's nothing more than a slot receiver. He can't play on the outside.
and then people will make that case where it's like, well, you're comparing wide receiver ones to the slot. Okay, I'll compare a slot wide receiver that definitely deserves a Hall of Fame case over him. Wes Welker. This motherfucker over here has 4 All-Pro teams.
No one's talking about.
He was a leading receiver on 3 Super Bowls. Hold up, I'm about to search up some of his stats right now.
Wes Welker is a better player than Edelman was.
Cole Beasley.
That shouldn't even be a question.
Like
Hold up,
I've seen people in comment sections say that Edelman is better than Odell Beckham Jr. I'm like, no.
Prime Odell definitely has that motherfucker.
Prime Odell is.
I could even argue that
That's not
his career is better than Julian Edelman's.
Dude, Prime Odell. Okay, I would say R.J. Barrett and Tyler Hero is more of a debate than Edelman and Prime Odell.
Oh Lord. Okay, I just looked at Wes Welker's stats. Okay, Wes Welker has led the NFL in receptions 3 different times. Right, that's more than Edelman has ever did. Wes Welker has 5 seasons of a 70 catch percentage or more. That's 5 more than Edelman has ever had. Wes Welker has 5 1,000-yard seasons to Edelman's 3. And Wes Welker has 3 seasons of 80 yards per game more. That's more than Edelman has ever had by 3. He has 2 seasons of 95 plus yards per game. That's more than Edelman has ever did by 2. So there really shouldn't ever even be a conversation of this, because Wes Welker is definitely a better wide receiver than Julian Edelman. I don't even know
what he was. Wes Welker was better than Edelman was. He was better.
Really,
the stats show it, and he was more impactful to his team because you saw, once he left Denver, the offense was in shambles. Like they weren't that good of an offense once he left. Once him and Peyton left, that offense was just not good.
Yeah, and then the argument, it's like, well, Julian Edelman shows up in the playoffs more. And I'm like, Wes Welker has averaged 4 yards per game in the playoffs. In the game and playoff times, he's had more than 1 game played. Because I think there was twice he played just 1 game. But in his years where he's played multiple playoff games, he averages more yards per game than Julian Edelman.
Wes Welker nearly has 10,000 career yards.
Exactly.
As a slot receiver.
10,000 career yards, 50 touchdowns.
Welker wasn't a bad outside receiver either. Welker wasn't a bad outside receiver.
This man, Wes Welker, in his time in New England, averaged 80 yards per game and on a 73 catch percentage for New England.
That's insane. That's insane.
And people even question, that he's not as good as Edelman. What? Like, oh my god, it makes no sense. It's mainly for the fact that Julian Edelman had made like clutch catches, like he against the Falcons, he made the weird ass like almost drop catch.
And with New England, ready? Okay, this is the same quarterback that Edelman played with. He averaged 1,243 yards a season, 1,200 yards a season with New England as a slot. I feel with the same quarterback as Edelman.
Yeah, and Wes Welker has, I think, the same amount of Super Bowls as Edelman, with 2 more All-Pro teams and 5 more Pro Bowls.
Not to mention, half of his time in New England, he had to share the ball with Randy Moss.
Well, not half. Wait, was it half of his time?
Yeah, because 2007, the Patriots got Randy Moss for 3 years.
2007 to 2009.
And Wes Welker first got there in 2007. So for half of his tenure at half his tenure with the Patriots, he had to share the ball with Randy Moss. And once Randy Moss was off the team in 2010, 1,300 yards, 1,500 yards, 1,300 yards again. I tell you, Wes Welker is better than Julian Edelman. He's better than Edelman. He was better than Edelman. And Welker could also play on the outside, unlike Edelman could. Welker's better than Edelman.
Has the same amount of Super Bowls as Julian Edelman. I'm like 99% sure about that.
I'm not saying that the rings are receiver sacks. Obviously not, but Welker was better than Edelman. Period. Move on to the next thing. I'm not even saying that for the fact too, because I'm saying that if people want to say the rings, I'm pretty sure Welker has the same amount as Edelman. So if you want to even make that argument, So that's just. And he's dropped interception and a helmet catch away from having more. So you want to put it that way, but.
And he's also dropped pass away from having more because he dropped the first down.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, every team's draft need. It's gonna be hard to do all the teams, but let's just start with the top of the NFC down. So NFC North, I guess. And then I guess we'll each give our answers. Okay, Bears. What do you Join? What do you think is the Bears' biggest need in the draft?
Quarterback. Andy Dalton there. I still can't believe they have Andy Dalton, but it's definitely quarterback. But if we're not talking about just quarterback, I'd probably say like an offensive lineman, offensive tackle.
All right, Matt. What's the Bears' biggest need? Yeah, I agree. It's quarterback for sure. Packers, biggest need. What do you think the Packers' biggest need is in the draft?
They could go O-line, they could go receiver, and they could go corner.
I also could see them going to some sort of linebacker for like run stuffing because their run stuffing is very.
They could go defensive tackle.
Okay, I think that they're gonna. Okay, I would hope they take a corner, but knowing the Packers front office, they're gonna take some random blocking tight end out of UTEP State. Knowing the Packers, they're gonna take
somehow. It would somehow work out.
But last year they took a backup quarterback, AJ Dillon, who they're not even using, and they took a blocking tight end who converted the fullback in the 3rd round. Dude, that was one of the worst drafts. And the main reason why they didn't make it is because they had no defense. They had no answer for the Bucs. No answer. And if that pick
Kevin King.
If that pick that was spent on Love was maybe a corner, okay, what corners were on the board at that time? Let me think of corners on the board.
Trayvon Diggs was still there.
Trayvon Diggs was still there.
Jalen Johnson
was there.
I think Trayvon Diggs should have been the pick there.
Chancellor was there, but he was a 3rd round.
If that pick is Trayvon Diggs, then they're probably in the Super Bowl.
He was like always decent. It was just that game was bad.
Kevin King has been average. He's been an average corner.
Kevin King this year was bad. I know that for a fact. But
All
I know
right.
in previous years he was good, but this year he was bad. I'm
All
not
right.
looking at his
Vikings'
stats real-
biggest need. Who do you think it is?
Add,
I think it's O
add one
line.
off tackle.
Yeah, I think offensive
defensive.
tackle. Yeah, okay, we can all agree on
Defensive.
that. Lions' biggest need, pretty much everything.
Literally every single position on that team.
I'll if we have to pick one, I'll go wide receiver. But yeah, damn near.
Receiver. I think the Lions will honestly trade back because like they need so much. Like their run defense sucks. Their pass defense sucks. Their quarterback is Jared Goff. They got rid of their entire receiving core.
Goff's gonna be the worst quarterback.
O line sucks. They have a new head coach. They have nothing to look forward to unless they like draft like Jamar Chase. They have nothing to look forward. And okay, DeAndre Swift is pretty good, but other than that, they have nothing to look forward to.
I'd rather be a Texans fan than a Lions fan right now.
Nah, because the Texans don't even have a first round pick.
Yeah.
You can't even get it.
Sign some
And
underrated-
then if they lose if Deshaun Watson ends up going to jail, what are you getting excited for?
they're still better. Their roster's still better.
You think so?
And they're still paying him the money.
They made a ton
They're
of
paying $40 million a year to a guy who's in jail.
Oh yeah.
I'll say that. but- All right. NFC East. Okay. Okay. We'll start with Julian's Giants. So I'll you start it off. Julian, what is your biggest need for the Giants?
Interior O line, 100%. We have Will Hernandez blocking for us, and he's basically a revolving door. So hopefully we get Rashawn Slater. I need that guy.
Move him to guard. So, okay. All right. My
He
biggest need
protects
for the
better,
Giants is
apparently.
also interior line. That's why I like Elijah Vera Tucker. But if Slater's there, I would take Rashawn Slater. But I think there's a high chance that if the Broncos don't trade up or they don't trade down, if they stay in that 9 spot, I think they're going to take Rashawn Slater. That means that you have Vera Tucker right on the board. Vera Tucker is probably the most versatile O lineman in the draft behind Slater, obviously. But so I would like Slater or Elijah Vera Tucker.
Yeah, I love Eric
I
Tucker
pick
too,
11.
but I'm just a huge fan of Slater. Huge fan of Slater.
All right, Matt, biggest need for the Giants going to the draft.
Well, you guys already said all that. I'll do something else. I'll probably edge rusher and then you don't have to associate it now, but quarterback too.
Like the Giants have a solid interior line, but other than Williams, or like they only have a great pass rush.
Yeah, we have Dexter, we have Williams, and
That's
then
just
now
like a run stuffer.
yeah, Dexter, he can't put pressure on the QB, but he's not like it's not what his main thing
And
is.
then they have like Danny Shelton, who's like only good at run stuffing.
Yeah, only good at run stuffing. But if we can if the Giants decide to trade down, and if we get Jalen Phillips, I'd be so
That's
happy
good.
with that pick. Jalen
If y'all
Phillips,
trade down and still get Vera Tucker, now that would be amazing. If you
Vera
trade down
Tucker
and
or
still get
Phillips,
Vera
if we
Tucker.
trade down would be my 2 top.
Okay,
Because
what would be
I
a
think
team that
Jalen
would
Phillips
trade
is
up?
probably the best in the draft.
What would be a team that would trade up to 12? Or not 12, 11? I don't know.
Depending on who's there, really.
If Jalen Waddle is there, maybe. Okay, if Micah Parsons, no, because Washington won't trade with the division rival. God. If we're okay, Baltimore can maybe like package some picks to trade up to 11 to go and grab a receiver. Maybe that I could see that maybe happening, but again, you also trade back to all the way to 27, so I don't really see the Giants trading
it
that.
really depends on who's still available on the board.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, if Trey Lance somehow falls past the top 10, Washington can move up. But again, the Giants aren't going to trade it with the division rival to give them their quarterback of the future.
The Bears can move up.
I would hope the
Okay.
Redskins don't get Trey Lance.
The Bears could also trade up, but besides the point. All right. The Cowboys, biggest need, I think it's easily corner. Like outside of Trevon Diggs, they have no one in the secondary. Pretty easy. We can all agree on that.
100%.
Washington
And
is linebacker. Another one easily.
the
The linebacker core is like worse than Phillies. I would take our linebacker core over them.
If they get JOK though.
If they get JK,
dude, their best linebacker right now, I think, is fucking John Bostic. What? How does that even happen?
he's known for like destroying Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
That's like it's like biggest play of his career. It's just like pile driving Andy Dalton to the locker room. It's his biggest moment. But yeah, okay, Philly, okay, receiver and a cornerback though. That's my opinion.
Yeah, receiver, cornerback.
Cornerback too,
Probably.
mainly because of the upgrade at receiver in the division. Like Dallas already has the top receiver core. Giants added Galladay. Washington added Curtis Samuel. So there's some good receivers in the division. So I feel like the Eagles need to adjust.
Also, if
rounds.
guys also need a linebacker, I'd say too.
I don't think we need linebacker like as much as people think we do. Because again, okay, our linebacker core is not good, but I think we have much bigger needs in linebacker. I think we need a cornerback 2 more, a receiver more, and maybe, okay. Linebacker would be my third biggest need.
Do you think that you guys could take Parsons if he's just? Would you be mad?
If we took Parsons, okay. Playing hypotheticals, is J.C. Horn still on the board at that time? Because in that hypothetical, if Horn or Waddle is on the board and we take Parsons, I won't be happy. But if Horn and Waddle are off,
the best player in the draft, though.
The best defensive player in the draft, who is
Parsons. It's Parsons. That's what I'm saying. Him or 10. So I honestly.
Best defensive player in the draft is J.C. Horn.
No.
Yes, he is.
Oh,
he's the best corner in the draft.
Maybe the best corner. You can make that argument. He's not the best defensive player.
Okay, Parsons is the best defensive player in the draft, but we need corner more than linebacker. And
you don't always take your first positional need though.
But we are a rebuilding team. We have a lot of needs, so we need to take some needs.
If you guys
J.C. Horn,
I'm happy for you.
All I know is Jalen Hurts is not the answer.
Fuck you, Julian. Bro.
Oh my god. Nah, but definitely low key, I don't even know if Michael Parsons is better than Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Yeah, I love him. I love Jeremiah a lot. I'm a huge fan of that guy. The main thing Michael Parsons has on him, though, is athletic ability.
He crushes him in athletic ability.
Yeah, the athletic ability is insane.
Dude, he's all right.
But it's just his coverage isn't great. And when I watch him, I don't know if it's just me or not, but sometimes he looks like he don't even know what to do.
Who, JOK or Parsons?
Parsons. His effort.
Jeremiah, that motherfucker, he'd be flying across the field. He'd be flying across that field, be hitting everybody.
Yeah.
He holds well. He hits defense.
All right. We're done with the NFC East, NFC South now. Carolina Panthers. What is their biggest need? They adjust quarterback, kind of. I mean, like Sam Darnold still.
I'd probably say corner now,
but
honestly.
We don't know if they really believe that Darnold's going to be the guy, though.
I think they're going to help Darnold even more in the first round. I think they're going to take Sewell, Slater, or Pitts.
I think if Kyle Pitts is there, you have to take him. But dude, again,
that's damn near.
Really believe that Darnold is the guy? Because are they really believing in Darnold? That's my question.
I hope he does good. I like him as a Bill. He was the only guy.
I hate Sam Darnold so much.
Dude, Matt says I love Darnold. He's like, I hate Sam Darnold. I hate him.
It's because Jets fans, bro. Well, not Jets fans. Actually, everyone outside of Jets fans. Jets
Sam
fans
Darnold
knows how bad he is.
No, but if he gets like Pitts or something or Sewell, I'll be
Pitts.
happy.
I would.
The Panthers.
I would agree.
To go to for him. You have McCaffrey, Moore, Anderson, and then you could get Pitts, or you could get a guy up front to block. That'd be awesome for him.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good offense if he had.
I hope he succeeds, because if he doesn't succeed, all these people that are calling him good are gonna look so stupid.
If he doesn't succeed, your TikTok is gonna blow.
I hope he succeeds, but at the same time, I don't have confidence in Sam Darnold. I don't. But anyway, and another NFC South team. Now this one's hard because Saints. They barely have any needs, but it's just hard. It's just hard to like kind of, I don't know.
No, the Saints are weird, dude. They cut like a lot of players and restructured a lot of players. I think you can go receiver. Because who do they have outside of Thomas?
Sanders.
I don't even know.
You know what? Okay. I would take a receiver probably. But again, they also kind of could use a linebacker like Nick Bolton maybe in the later rounds.
Don't they already have?
And if you don't trust Jameis Winston, you take a quarterback.
I think they should.
Not in the first round.
The farthest thing
They should try to
they
get
should just
Colin
take quarterback.
Mond. They should try to get Mond in the second round. Or Trask.
Kellen Mond wouldn't be that pick. Kellen Mond's better than Kyle Trask.
Not Kyle Trask.
Dude, if any team drafts Kyle Trask, you already know that Julian's the slam dunk.
I'd rather take Felipe Franks than fucking Kyle Trask, dude.
Felipe
Kyle
Franks.
Trask I watched that man. He's so bad.
How is he
Felipe Franks.
Because he has Kyle Pitts and Kadarius Toney on his team.
Dude, put me on the field throwing to Kyle Pitts and I'll be a Heisman candidate.
Dude, it's so weird. You watch that man on tape. He makes every wrong read. It's hilarious.
All right. Okay, Falcons. What does their need?
Corner, edge.
Anything on defense outside.
Anything in the front seven. And anything on defense. Anything.
Yeah, I need to help them.
So
they could. Too.
Parsons. Okay, top guys that they should take. Parsons. Trade down for Quiddy Pay.
Certain.
They
They need running back too. They could trade. They could.
Ain't no one taking a damn running back at pick 4.
Round,
They ain't the Giants.
That was such a bad pick.
Saquon.
Hey,
But I love
Quinn.
Saquon.
I think that was a bad pick.
I love Saquon.
He's not a bust, but it was a bad pick in the fact that you had Quentin Nelson there, and your number one need is O-line. So
I love Saquon Barkley though. So I mean, I was mad when he got drafted because I'm a huge Penn State fan, but I was really mad. Julian, please trade him to the Eagles. To reunite him. Reunited with Miles Sanders.
No, imagine
Barkley. I need to trade your whole future. He's the only thing we have.
That's why I want Najee Harris. I think he could be like Saquon. Imagine the Bills with Saquon.
Yeah, Najee's like more like a Derrick Henry type running back than Saquon.
He's like in between.
Nah, he's Saquon with Derrick Henry's size.
He can
literally. All right, let's finish with the NFC South. Last team. Oh, the Bucks. They have no needs. Just luxury position. Luxury.
I think a receiver. If they don't get AB.
Just anything luxury position. Like
guy.
Running back.
They should take a risk.
Best player available at that.
Best player available. It doesn't matter which, because they're returning all 22 starters, so it doesn't really matter like who they draft.
The only thing I could see the argument for is maybe corner. Yeah, their corners aren't like amazing, but it's not like an absolute need.
Secondary is all young. They're going to be good too. That's what.
All right, we have like 6 minutes left. We have to hurry up. All right, NFC West Cardinals biggest need. What do you think it is? I think a cornerback after losing Patrick Peterson could be a good pickup. Like if J.C. Horn falls to 16, that'd be amazing.
Maybe the line.
All right, Rams biggest need.
Safety.
They lost John Johnson.
Probably because they lost John.
That's probably their biggest.
But they don't even have a first-round pick, so I don't even know like who they could get in the.
Oh yeah, they don't have a first-round pick.
They could take that one.
They haven't had one for like the last 5 years because they make like trades where they like trade their whole like future for like star players. But okay, Seahawks biggest need again. They also don't have a first round pick. Seahawks, to me, O-line, their O-line is underrated. To me, their O-line is not underrated, but their O-line is overhated because Russell Wilson. A lot of their pressures come from Russell Wilson scrambling so damn much. So yeah, all right, and 49ers biggest need in the draft. They have picked 3 quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo sucks ass. So I think that
offensive tackle, like the other side of Williams, of course.
Okay, maybe that in the second round, but at pick 3, you have to take.
It's definitely QB.
Lancer Fields.
It's definitely QB.
Yeah,
they lost
Lancer
Sherman
Fields.
and Witherspoon, so maybe a corner or 2.
Nah, they're not. Yeah, no. Well,
Take Mac Jones.
They re-signed Jason Verrett, so I doubt they take a corner in the early rounds. Okay, you know what? They might take like Asante Samuel Jr. in second round if he falls, but I don't even know. Or like Greg Newsome if he somehow falls, which I doubt. But okay, AFC Browns, linebacker, in my opinion, linebacker.
Maybe another corner too.
Steelers quarterback, running back. I don't even know what they need.
Quarterback, running back.
O-line.
That's
They
about
need
it.
a center.
Yeah, O-line too.
They need a
O-line
center.
too.
All right, Bengals.
O-line was better.
Bengals. This is kind of tough, man, because we don't know how Burrow is gonna play next year. So
O-line, tight end, and
Okay.
basically the entire defense.
here's my question: do you think Burrow will perform? Okay, if they take Sewell, do you think that Joe Burrow will perform as a top 15, top 12 quarterback next year?
I think he will regardless.
I'm not high on Joe Burrow like a lot of people are.
Even though you're an LSU fan,
Mm-hmm. I was never.
I
high
think
on Joe
he.
Burrow.
Okay,
Even when he
I
was
think he'll be
breaking
top
records
15.
out.
If they get Sewell, I think he'll be borderline top 15. But I don't know about top 12. But
I
that's
can
my
see him being like a Baker Mayfield.
yeah.
His arm's not strong, and he does not have a deep ball like at all. I can see him being like a Baker Mayfield.
All right, Ravens easily receiver. I mean, got to give
Edge.
Lamar help.
They
That's
need edge
not
to
even
go.
debatable.
They might
All
go
right.
edge in the first, depending.
Oh yeah, and they do need an edge rusher too, but I'd
They lost
still
Matt
go wide
Judon.
receiver over edge rusher.
Even though Matt Jones
And they lost
overrated
both.
and overpaid.
And
so-
Yannick Ngakoue, they also lost Yannick.
They don't have any edge
Yeah.
rushers.
All right, AFC East. Bills, I think, kind of like the
Corner.
Bucks, but
Corner,
except
edge,
you need a running back.
and
I
they
know
need
it's like a
another
luxury
edge
position, but still.
in my opinion. I think we're gonna go corner.
Oh,
first. I'd
What do
love
you,
to go
corner, edge rusher, running back is
What do you,
definitely Bills needs.
Drop your nuggets, Julian?
No, I dropped my AirPods.
Oh, all right. Jets, quarterback, and then after that, running. No, not running back. Maybe
Quarterback,
O line, maybe another
cornerback.
receiver or corner. You don't know.
That'd be my four for the Jets.
Damn
Maybe a
near
corner.
thing for the Jets.
Isn't
All right.
Brian Poole a free agent?
Yeah. So
I
he's
don't think he's even been signed yet.
no, he
Yeah.
hasn't.
I kind of want the Bills to get somebody like that. Like I want Brashad Breeland on the Bills too.
I want the Eagles to get Brian Poole, but that's a discussion for another day. Patriots. What do they even need?
Receivers.
QB. But in the draft, maybe I don't even know what they would need.
Probably
All right.
a wide receiver if Bateman falls.
All right, let's just.
Micah Parsons, they could go with him.
All
I
right.
don't even know. They're getting some of their people back from the linebackers though next year.
Still though, I don't know if I trust Hightower. He's old and he's coming off of a year off, and he's coming off a down season.
Yeah. All right. So
100%.
we're running out
We're
of
getting
time.
some-
So, all right, we're gonna end the podcast right here. So it was fun doing this. Slandering Edelman. It was fun to do that. I know Julian for sure as hell enjoyed slandering Julian Edelman. I know he definitely enjoyed that, and we all enjoyed it. I mean, like, hey, much respect for Edelman, but sorry, you're not a Hall of Famer. Wes Welker's better than you, but yeah, and we also talked about biggest draft needs for every team, and yeah, so look forward to a lot of like draft stuff and like next week, like we got to stockpile on all this draft stuff in the next couple
Yeah, we
weeks.
should just hammer the draft for the next.
Hammer the draft stuff.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
Let's do it. We can do a
Thanks for
mock
coming out, and we will see y'all later.